Of a few things, we do not score live, so do not pay any attention to those main motos when you're looking at the live motos. Also, the opens, we had a mix up with the software that we couldn't get fixed by USA BMX tonight. So opens are from the handwritten motos that are posted on signups and posted online. Everybody else, we're going to follow along with your normal moto. Always come up your first round shoot when you come up. 30 foot, no intentional impeding before the first 30 feet. Same with the last straight. Please make sure you have the right number on your bike every week. That's a hard one. That helps in staging, scoring, 30-foot officials, announcing. So make sure those number plates are right. And with that, if I could get everyone to stand up and remove your hats for the national anthem. All right, guys, one more quick reminder. This is what I was thinking about when we talked after the writers' meeting. We are going to run opens like we normally do. So that will be at the very beginning of each round, the very beginning of each round. So over state weekend, we tried between novice and intermediate. It was a little difficult to make that work, so we went back. We've also gotten some feedback. So for the balance bikes, we're going to do one full lap, and that is their race. So they're going to do the whole track one time. They're going to get their awards, thanks to MVP Awards and more, providing those balance bike awards. So if we could get our corner officials in place, or you got in our, oh, there's my, that's not anywhere near where I am. But I need to go that way anyway. We'll figure it out. All right, we're going to get those balance bikes going. They're only going to do one full lap, guys, so it is a good idea. Opens, go ahead and head up to staging. Cruisers, novices, all of you would be good to head on up, so we're ready to go. How many motos do we have tonight? 39 motos. 39 motos. Going to be a quick night. Don't forget, we've got the coffee and hot chocolate going in concessions. Check out all of those sponsors on the back side of concessions, that cool little sponsor board.
Attention.
We're going to get started.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 1, 4-year-old balance bikes. We're on track with Jackson Ferrens, Oliver Mitchell, Stone Bailey, Lincoln Hall, and Vincent Archer. That seems like a lot more than I have on my sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we need our turn 3. Oh, I think he's walking there with his balance bike. All right. Hey, staging, did we combine any motos? I don't think they can hear me. You know, I found one way to make sure that no one listens to you is to put 1,000 watts of PA up in the air. All right, guys, we're with our 4-year-old balance bikes, Jackson Ferrens, Oliver Mitchell, Stone Bailey, Lincoln Hall, and Vincent Archer. Though I have a feeling this is all our 4-year-olds.
Okay, riders, random start.
Oh, we had an extra rider jump in.
Riders ready?
There we go. That makes sense. All right, well, those don't look like 4-year-olds either, so I don't know what's going on. So these are our 4-year-olds? This is our second rack of 4-year-olds here? Okay. These are 4s? Okay. All right, so moto number 2, Emilio Perdomo, Morgan LaPlante, Ricky Kreisa, and Giovanni Gutierrez. Okay, good deal. I'm usually not this far away when they start. All the 4-year-olds look smaller.
Okay, riders.
Be 5 next week. All right. Ready for that 5 and under novice class. Get them on pedals. Hey, good time to remind all of you guys that we are starting our last BMX Racing League of the year this Sunday. You still have time to sign up through Sunday. If you have a new rider that has raced and you want to get them some great instruction and racing and a membership and all the good stuff that comes with that, find me out here and I will give you all the information about it. But right now, we are crossing the line with moto number 2. All those riders were Emilio Perdomo, Morgan LaPlante, Frankie Kreisa, Giovanni Gutierrez. Moto number 3, our 3-year-old balance bikes, Asher Werlich and Scooter Woolery. So that's Scooter and Skeeter going to be out here at the same time. Grant Perrier and Ethan Johnston. All right, guys, cheer those riders on around. He's looking back to make sure he's up front. I will say, start teaching them to look straight. Even all you 5 and under, 6 years, 7, 8-year-olds, every time you look back when you come out of the corners, you don't pedal. You don't know that you're not pedaling, but I know you're not pedaling because I'm standing right here. Every time you look back, that costs you half a bike length. So teach them now. Teach these balance bikers. If you don't see anybody, you're in front. I don't want. Neither do 13 or 23-year-olds. So, hell, 33, your brain starts to develop in your 30s. I felt like just a little bit. Heck, I'm on the backside of my 40s, and I'm waiting for my brain to work. All right, guys, that is Asher, Gannon, Grant, and Ethan going to round out our balance bikes for the night. Getting those awards from MVP Awards and more right here at the finish line. They got their choice of color. That hoodie lives on the floorboard of my truck that my kids step on, so I don't think it matters. But thanks for the offer, Kelly. If I get cold again, I will go hit up concessions for hot chocolate or coffee, or maybe mix the two. Oh, if you buy one of the tumblers, we fill it for free. How about that? With coffee or hot cocoa. Not nacho cheese. You don't want a tumbler full of nacho cheese. Right? I mean, I'm down. I already have my nachos for the night. Oh man, we had a blowout. All right, guys. Thanks for bearing with us on those opens moto sheets as well. For state race, we broke it up a little bit more to make the competition a little better with the big group of riders. And it's a USA BMX function to go in and change those opens to what we normally do, which is what we did here tonight. All right, we got Scooter and Skeeter out there finishing up with the balance bikes. And just a reminder, we need our opens, cruisers, and novices to staging. Intermediates and experts, you ought to know where you fall in that. Don't forget, we got the moto board up there facing forward and backward, so you always know what moto it is. We got the live stream going on YouTube and Facebook. We added a fourth camera just to show the moto board, so you can always tell what moto we're on. And if your moto's coming up, you can see that. All right, Scooter and Skeeter, the Woolery duo, crossing the finish line, getting that last award. And we are going to get ready to kick it off with our 8 and under opens. Up in the gate, we've got Graham Little, Seth Daly, Emmett Hall, Remy Robinson, Becky Muellery. They are taking 2 and 2 to the main event. $10, $6, and $4 on the line for those making the podium.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they are off. A couple good hole shots there. Looks like Little and Hall pushing out hard up front. I believe that's Graham Little getting the whole shot. We're going to see as they come down the second straight. Little, Hall, and Muellery up front. They are pushing hard, man, all the way to the line. We're going to take those top two coming out of turn number 3. That is Graham Little stretching out that first win. Moving on, and Emmett Hall going to be your second transfer out of the 8 and under opens. Moving on to 9 to 12. So your Penny, Connor Toussaint, Coonan, Arrow Bailey, Creighton Harves, Mac Duvall, and Xavier Davidson. Up front, we've got Xavier, followed by Arrow Bailey, Connor St. and Sawyer Penny.
Attention.
Leading, but we are only taking 2 and 2. Just so you know, the carbon transfers when I write on it. So, but moving on is going to be Xavier Davidson and Arrow Bailey. Moving on to the main event. 2 racks of this 9 to 12. Up next, we're holding the gate for a minute. Up in the gate, we've got Corbin Davidson, Hector Laredo Jr., Brady Barker, Landon Muellery, Anthony Johnson, Tucker Robinson, and Patrick Couts. Another group of 2 and 2. for the rest of these 9 to 12. They will go into a full rack of 8 riders for the main event.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And the gate drops. They are out. Rider on the outside getting a little bit of a hole shot leading into turn 1. And they drop out of view. That's like the number 12, Patrick Couch. Oh, we got a move being made right there. That is the 38 bike of Hector Laredo Jr. sliding up into second place. And those top 2 places are all that counts. Let's see if Johnson can ring it back in.
Okay, riders, random start.
Pushing hard. That's going to be a drag race down the final straight, but that is going to be all Patrick Couch to the finish line. And Hector Laredo Jr. grabbing that second transfer spot. Moving on to our 13 and over opens with Eli Staten, Waylon Tyler, Zach Campbell, Sean Madden, Thomas Robinson, and Camden Funk. $30 whole on the line for these guys, 59 and 6. We need Kyle Funk to staging, but coming across, taking 2, is going to be the World 4 of Eli Staten and the number 8 of Camden Funk moving on, and the 13 and over open. All right, we're going to run Moto 13 and then Moto 12. And we need Kyle Funk to staging. And we are giving Moto 12 a little rest because they just did their open. That's why we tried at state to put it in between novice and intermediate, but that made the numbering all funny. It's a little confusing. It's better on the riders, but it's harder on everybody else. All right, so we are looking for everybody in Moto 13, 1720 cruiser.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Moto number 13, that 1720 cruiser on track with Kyle Funk, Cody Velasquez, Ashlyn Hoyer, and Keller Olson. 4 riders only, taking the top rider out to the main event out of round number 1. The remaining 3 will battle it out for the top 2 slots. That is Olson, Funk, Velasquez, and Hoyer as they come out of turn number 2.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
And all the way down that finish line, that is going to be Keller Olson grabbing that first transfer spot. Moto number 12 in the gate on track with Connor St. Coonan, Big Mac Duvall, and Creighton Harves. They are pushing hard. That looks like Connor out front, followed by Big Mac and Creighton, but they are close going into turn number 2. We'll see who's got the moves and the power coming out. And who's got the muscle to pump through that rhythm section all the way into the third turn. Looks like Big Mac got a little edge on Connor. We'll see what happens all the way. Oh, I think Connor shut down. That is going to be Big Mac Duvall with your 1. Creighton Harves with your 2. Connor to St. Coonan with your 3. There are no Motos 9 and 10 that we're running tonight. All right, 5 and under novice. 5 and under novice on track. 2 racks of these, 2 and 2. Taking 2 riders each round. We're on track with Addison Smilanich, Georgia the Hustler, Campbell, Lincoln Rao, Zoe Holly, Piper Franken, and Ivy Gwynn. Holly and Franklin sitting out front, followed by the 764, Lincoln Rao, but Smilanich is not going to let him run away with it. Taking the top 2. Top 2 are going on to the main event for this 5 and under novice. And I think that's going to be Zoe Holly all the way, but we'll see. And that is going to be Zoe Holly and Piper Franklin moving on to your main event.
Okay, riders.
Turning our attention back to this second rack of 5 and under novice.
Watch the gate.
On track with Declan Kreisa, Ruby Red Tarpening, Lucas Beck, Rosalie Malone, and Kaliana Chidzi. There's a lot of names on here that I recognize from our racing league. We're starting our last one of 2024 on Sunday. And right now up front is going to be the 841, Luke Beck, followed by Kaliana. And we got a battle for third, but we got to get into those top 2 spots to make it out of round 1 to the main events. Okay, right now, that's looking like Lucas Beck and Kaliana Chidzi.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
As long as they don't run out of steam. I know they never run out of steam at home, but sometimes on the track they do. That's going to be Lucas Beck and Kaliana Chidzi moving on to your main event out of moto number 15. Moto 16 on the track should be 6-year-old novice, and it is 4 riders taking 1 of the 4 to the main event. We're on track with Harvey McNew, Carter Jackson, Piper Harves, and Roman Hall. Sitting on top, that is Piper and Roman battling it out. Carter is not going to let them get away. Neither is Harvey there, pushing hard through the rhythm section. Where's Piper's wings?
Ready, watch the gate.
Wings are in the van. Is this, she's sitting on 9 wins? And all the way to the stripe, that is going to be Piper Harves getting the 1 transfer. Roman Hall trying to peek a wheel up there. We got a rider getting checked out in our 3rd turn. Meanwhile, we've got our first rack of 7 novice coming at us with Isabella Gwynn, Elliott Fast Edit Bailey, Braxton Rao, Katie Johnson, Paxton, Pac-Man Kohler taking 2. That is the 884 sitting up front of Katie Johnson. We got 884 and 888 all right in a row. Over state weekend, I had a Paxton and 2 Braxtons in one moto. That was something else. But coming to the stripe is going to be the 884 and the 745. That is going to be Katie Johnson and Braxton Rao. Moving on out of the first rack of 7 novice. We're getting our rider from Moto 16 checked out in turn 3. They are up. And going to finish it out, guys. Let's have a big round of applause for Carter Jackson. Going to finish it out. That's the thing we always love to see here at Blue Springs BMX. That is one thing that I can guarantee will happen. If you get on the track, you're going to fall eventually. And getting up is the big part.
Random start.
All right, let's hear it for Carter finishing it out.
Ready, watch the
Meanwhile, moto number 18 shooting out of the gate. 7-year-old novice, 2nd rack of these riders. 4 riders on track. 2 are going to the main event, top 2. We're on track with River Banks, Avery Franklin, Kinsley Shipley, and Chase Kilberg. We got a rider running away with that top spot. Battle for that 2. That is the 52 battling with that 176. Kinsley Shipley and River Banks battling it out.
Random start.
I got out of the way just in time on that one.
Ready, watch the gate.
This is bumping bars. This is some racing right here. Watch this one. All right, so your first transfer is going to Avery Franklin, and that is going to be the 870 of Chase Kilberg, battling it out of that group of 7-year-old novices. Moto 19, 8-year-old novice, Remy Robinson, Reed McNew, and Ryan Pretty Girl Tarpening. Got some Purple Heart colors sitting up front. Reed McNew sitting in the 1. Ryan in the 2, and the 550 of Remy in the 3. This is a total points race, so they're going to race all 3 rounds. Low points wins, and you get the point of your place. Kind of easy to do the math until you're here announcing, and you got to do it real quick in your head. But that is going to be Reed McNew with your 1, and we got a battle for that 2 spot. But that is going to be Ryan holding on with the 2. Remy taking your 3. Moto number 20, 10-year-old novice, another total points race here with Adeline Hall, Wyatt Dutton, and Roman Pavone. That State 5 bike of Adeline sitting out front, followed by Roman and Wyatt.
Okay, riders.
Another moto full of Racing League riders, guys. This is what I like to see, being involved with the Racing League for 7 years now. Seeing all those riders up front, but that is going to be Adeline Hall with your 1. Roman Pavone with your 2. Wyatt Dutton taking the 3. Moto 21, 11-year-old novices on track with Blake Johnson, Winston the Hunter Rogers, Jacqueline Harrell, Ethan Malone, Lando Ullery, and Hank Opfer.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random start. Riders.
I still didn't make that out, man. Thomas Robinson to staging. That is going to be the 329, the 838 moving on. So that is going to be Landon Ullery and Winston Rogers making main events out of moto number 21. Moto 22, 12-year-old novice. Hayden Franklin, Blaine, Bubba McNew, Tucker Robinson, Riley King, Connor Arnold, and Garrett Winship pushing hard. That is the 642 and the 142 up front. Tucker and Blaine pushing hard. We're only taking those top 2 spots. We got a rider trying to sneak by. Pushing hard in the 3rd turn. I think that isn't going to work this round. We'll see what happens next round. And that is going to be Tucker Robinson and Blaine McNew moving on to your main events. Thomas Robinson to staging. Second call there. Thomas Robinson, guys. Motos are posted. We got numbers up there. Look at it. We've got Moto 23, 14-year-old novice, Skylar Visnich, Carson Hawkins, and Tyler Malone. Another total points race. All 3 rounds for these 3 riders trying to get low points. I believe that is Skylar sitting out front, followed by Carson and Tyler. And that is how they're going to finish. Skylar with your 1, Carson with your 2.
Okay,
Tyler taking your 3.
Start. Riders ready. Watch the gate.
Number 24, 26, 35, nervous on track. Cody Chidsey, Thomas Robinson, Christy Mercer, Ashlyn Hoyer, Elizabeth Daly, and Blake Cates. All right, we had a rider down and back up. We'll get them checked out. Sitting up front is that 647 bike of Thomas Robinson. We are taking top 2. I didn't catch who was sitting in the 2 spot. Checking on our down rider. Looks like he's back up, guys. Give him a big round of applause there. But coming across the line is going to be Thomas Robinson with your 1. And the 892 of Blake Cates, your 2.
Attention.
All right, that's again what we want to see, riding off.
Okay, riders. Random start.
There we go. Back
Riders
to
ready. Watch
Moto
the gate.
25. 51-55. Novice on track with Gary Blake, Jonas Dominguez, and Greg Dutton. They are pushing hard, man. It's fun racing as you're older. I started as an adult too, but that is gonna be, whoa, Greg just holding on, sliding, whoo, pushing all that he could out of those tires. That is Dominguez sitting up front, Gary Blake sitting in the 2, but not for lack of Greg trying. And to the stripe, that is gonna be Blake with your 1, Dominguez with your 2, Dutton with your 3. I'm gonna check with scoring though. Is that how you guys scored it? Yes, straight down the line. All right, moto number 26, moving on to intermediates. Getting some speed on the track now with Eli Tonga, Austin Miller, Madden Kilberg, and Remy Tipton. Tonga sitting up front, Remy Tipton sitting on the 2, only taking 1 rider out of this moto to the main event. Miller making a move.
Ready, watch the gate.
We will see. Tipton got it right back coming out of turn number 3, but all the way to the stripe, we're going to see that it is going to be Tonga. Tonga getting the transfer out of Moto 26. Moto number 27, 7-year-old intermediates on track with Jace Werlich, Beckham, Nacho Ullery, Seth Daly, and Jackson Smilanich. We got a battle for that first spot, only taking one. That is going to be Daly and Eulery sitting up front.
Attention.
Other two riders, chase them down, man.
Okay, riders, random start.
They are pushing hard going into turn number 3, trying to make the move. Woo, that is close racing out of these little 7-year-old intermediates, but that is going to be Seth Daly getting the one transfer spot out of Moto 27. Moto 28, 9-year-old intermediates on track with Dylan Stinky Hurrell, Emmett Hall, Hunter Hodges, Sawyer Penny, JT Tipton, and Lachlan Lightning Campbell. Right now, we've got Sawyer Penny and JT Tipton sitting up front. Top two are who's going to take it. Emmett Hall sitting on the 3, looking for a way around. But right now, it is all going to be Penny and Tipton moving on to the main event. Moto number 29, 10-year-old intermediates, single point or total points race here with Talon Dobbs, Nokasi Belcher, and Jaden Skidmark Knotts. Sitting up front is going to be that 87.
Attention.
I don't have an 87 on my paper, but that's what that plate looks like it says. I'll see if we can get a better view at that here. $87, 32, 858. So Talon with the 2, Nokasi with the 3, and we got to fix that plate on Jaden Knotts. He's got an 87 on the bike, but a 182 on the thing here. It makes it really hard for us down here at the finish line. Moto number 30, 11-year-old intermediates, Chase Mode, Curly, Vinny Lamano, Zach Tack Bass, Lily Olson, Brady Holeshot Barker, Corbin Davidson, and Benny the Jet Bass taking the top 3, and they are pushing hard. It looks like Barker up front. The 2 is the 128, and Corbin Davidson. Barker, Vinny Lamano, and Corbin Davidson, your transfers out of Moto number 30. Moto 31, 12-year-old intermediate, A.J. Johnson, Gunner, the Gladiator, Nash, London Johnson, Hector Laredo Jr., and Derek Wise. We got a battle right there. I think we saw these guys battle it out in opens. Hector Laredo Jr. and A.J. Johnson, but we are taking 2, so those top 2 spots, guys, you got those locked up coming out of turn number 3.
Watch the gate.
Sometimes you got to ride smart. But that is going to be Hector Laredo Jr. and A.J. Johnson moving on out of Moto 31. Moto 32, 13-year-old intermediates on track with Archer Penny, Wyatt Robinson, Benjamin Fetch, and Kyle K.J. Smilanich. Smilanich and Penny sitting up front. We're only taking the top spot out of round number 1, only that top rider.
Attention.
And yes, Archer, I do take the blame that I did not put your clips back on your bike, man. I am sorry.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
We will get that remedied for next week. But right now, that is Kyle Smilanich sitting up top, racking up the transfer out of round number 1, Moto 32. Moto 33 coming at us, 15-year-old intermediate, Adam, Smooth Operator Wise, Cameron Jack, Henry Campbell, and Emerson Cheese Dust Svoboda. Sitting up front is the 132 of Cameron Jack. And the 16 of Emerson Swoboda, only taking 1 rider. We got 4 riders on track. 1 is moving on to the main event. The other 3 are going to race round 2. And that is going to be Cameron Jack all the way to the finish line. Moto 34, moving on to experts. 8-year-old experts on track with Tristan T-Bone Moorhead, Graham, Golden Boy Little, and Elijah Holly. Low points wins. And they are going to race all 3 rounds. Right now, that is Graham, Little, Tristan Moorhead.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready.
All right, all the way to the stripe in this total points race. That is going to be Graham Little holding on to your 1. Tristan T-Bone Moorhead with your 2. And Elijah Holly holding on to the 3. Moto number 35, 10-year-old experts on track with Arrow, Juicebox Bailey, Connor St. Coonan, and Xavier Davidson. Another total points race right here. Whoa, got a lot of brakes being pulled there.
Attention.
That is Davidson, Bailey, and Toussaint Coonan.
Okay, riders.
1, 2, and 3 coming out of turn number 2.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
And all the way to the stripe. That's going to be Davidson with your 1, Bailey with your 2, Toussaint Coonan with your 3. Need to oil their brake pads, huh? All right. 13-year-old experts on track with Jake Hattie, Patrick Couch, Zachary Hurricane Campbell, and Liam the Nightmare Taylor.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
In and
Riders
out of the
ready,
final
watch the
turn.
gate.
And that is looking like the 24 bike of Zach Campbell sitting up front and getting the one transfer spot out of moto number 36. Moto 37, 15-year-old experts, Keller Olson, Eli Lili, Satan Austin, Slomo Neal, Evan Penny, and Waylon Tyler. Got that World 4 bike sitting up front, followed by a Penny on the 2 spot, taking 2 riders.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And that is what they're going to do. Oh, maybe get a last-minute charge out of Tyler, but that is going to be Eli Staten and Evan Penny moving on to your main event. Moto 38, 17, 20, expert Camden Funk, Caden Van Natta, Sean Madden, Kyle Velasquez, Jerry McNew, and Darren Nash. That is the 8 and the 1 up front, Camden Funk and Sean Madden taking 2 riders.
Attention.
And we got Caden Van Natta on a loaner bike and on a
Okay,
loaner
riders,
gear, still sitting up in third. And that is going to be Funk and Madden moving on to your main event. And we'll see the rest of these guys next round. Nope, Caden, get a plate made, man. We'll get you a paper plate. Moto number 39, 41-45, expert last moto of round number 1. We've got Kyle Funk, Scott Johnson, Nick Novotny, Nathaniel Johnson, and Keith Skeeter Wollery. Double classing tonight. Skeeter and Scooter. But coming to the stripe, we got 2 going, and that is going to be Funk and Novotny. And guys, that is round number 1. We're going to take a quick break, give out some move-up awards, give you a chance to hit and Tucker Robinson. We need you to staging. Guys, if you're in opens, cruisers, or novice, if you're racing any of those, you need to be up in staging.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
8 and under opens, going quick. We're on track with Seth Daly, Remy Robinson, and Beckham Eulery. Top 2 riders are moving on to that main event, and they are going to be racing for cash in the mains. $10 up for grabs. And in and out of turn number 2. Eulery sitting up front. Daly moving up to the 2.
Attention.
And the 550 over Robinson sitting on the 3.
Okay, random
Keep your eyes on those top 2 spots because that's who we're going to see in the main event. And all the way to the stripe, that is going to be Beckham Eulery and Seth Daly. Moving on. Remy, thanks for racing with us tonight. 9. Oh, too many pages here with this carbon paper. All right, our 9 to 12. We're on track with Sawyer Penny, Connor St. Coonan, Creighton Harves, and Mac Duval. Pushing hard right now, trying to get those last 2 transfer spots. And up front, we got Connor to St. Coonan and Sawyer Penny. A couple 1 plates, a gold 1 and a state 1. Moving on to the main event, Sawyer Penny and Connor to St. Coonan. Creighton and Matt, good riding tonight. Moto number technically 3, but the rest of the 9 to 12s. Corbin Davidson, Brady Barker, Landon Eulery, Anthony Johnson, and Tucker Robinson. Once again, we are only taking 2 riders. They're going to have a full 13 before 12 again. All right, that is Johnson and Barker sitting up front. Corbin Davidson trying to find a way around. Top 2 are what's going to matter going into that last turn. We'll see what they do. But I think that is going to be A.J. Johnson going to get the first transfer. And Brady Barker holding on to the next. Corbin, Landon, and Tucker, good riding tonight. 13 and over opens on track with Waylon Tyler, Zach Campbell. Oh, man, the carbon paper is carboning.
Attention.
So all of my marks from the previous ones are
Okay,
on here.
riders,
Waylon
random
Tyler, Zach
start.
Campbell, Sean Madden, and Thomas Robinson taking
Watch the gate.
top 3. That is going to be Madden, Tyler, and Campbell. Moving on. I didn't. Connor, we're going to need you. Connor St. Coonan, we're going to need you. We're running moto number 13. Kyle Funk, Cody Velasquez, and Ashlyn Hoyer. That is Funk and Velasquez coming out, and Ashlyn Hoyer chasing them down out of turn number 2. Top 2 riders are moving on to the main event, and that is going to be Kyle Funk and Cody Velasquez. Ashlyn, thanks for riding with us tonight. We are going to pop back to moto number 12. Had to give them a minute to catch their breath after their opens.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Yeah. Thanks for giving me the carbon paper, guys. Yeah, I should have gotten the copies. But right now, we're back on 10-year-old cruisers. And we're on track with Connor St. Coonan, Big Mac Duval, and Creighton Harves. Seeing what they do this round. Low points. Oh, why are you sitting down? All right, that is going to be Connor, Big Mac, and Crouton. That's the way they're sitting coming out of turn 2 and all the way down that last straight. Big Mac had the one last round, and he's going to have it this round. That's going to give Connor the 2 and Creighton the 3. Big Mac with the aces, and Connor and Creighton tied up after round number 2. All right.
Attention.
5 and under novice first track of these top 2 riders
Okay,
on to the main
random
event.
start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And we are out here with Addison Smilanich, Lincoln Rao, and Ivy Gwynn. They're pushing hard. Once again, top 2 are what's going to matter here. 5 and under novice. Hey, you know what? No semis for 5 and under novice today, thanks to UConn for having their Gold Cup final this weekend. All right, but sitting up front is that 215 bike, Addison Smilanich and Lincoln Rao. Ivy's not going to let him. Is that today? Like today's?
Attention.
Oh, yes. Piper did listen,
Okay,
and she did turn 6 to lessen the
Ready, watch the gate.
5 and under novice population. But that is going to be Addison Smilanich and Lincoln Rao moving on. Ivy Gwynn, thanks for racing with us tonight. Moto number 15, second rack of 5 and under novice. Once again, taking 2 of the riders that are on track. We've got Declan Kreisa, Ruby Red Tarpening, and Rosie Malone. That is Ruby. And Declan sitting up front. Rosie chasing him down that third straight. She is standing up more. Another Racing League rider. A couple Racing League riders. Oh,
Okay,
no.
ready.
We'll get Rosie checked out. All right, coming to the stripe. That is going to be Ruby and Declan moving on to the main event. We're going to get Rosie checked out. She is back up, guys. Let's have a big round of applause for Rosie. I think she's going to ride it out, and that is what we always want to see here at Blue Springs BMX.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
We'll
random
we'll
start.
blame you for that one, Ben. You said it. You
Riders
put the bug
ready,
in my ear
watch
in the
gate.
radio. Good job, Rosie. All right. Thanks to Rosie for riding with us tonight. 6-year-old novices, Moto 16 on track with Harvey McNew, Carter Jackson, and Roman Hall. Top 2 moving on. This is not total points. They are trying to get into that main event. That is Roman Hall sitting up front, followed by Harvey McNew and Carter Jackson. Roman finding his legs on his bike in the last couple weeks,
Attention.
pushing really hard. But nobody's
Okay,
going to let
riders,
him get away.
random
Hey, it's a
start.
whole bunch more Racing League kids. It's almost like that
Ready,
program
watch
makes
the
riders
gate.
good. Gets them out here. Keeps BMX racing healthy, keeps building the sport, because the bigger our motos are, the better. And that is going to be Roman Hall with your 1 moving on. And Harvey McNew. Carter, thanks for riding with us. All right, moto number 17, 7-year-old novices on track with Isabella Gwynn, Elliott Fast Edit Bailey, and Paxton Pac-Man Kohler. Oh, combining.
Attention.
Man, Corey Franklin, I told you all about this, and I didn't even do it myself. And Riverbanks and Kinsley Shipley. So we're taking the top 4. So that is going to be Riverbanks, the 52 of Kinsley Shipley, the 10 of Fast Edit, and the 39 of Isabella Gwynn. Paxton, thanks for riding with us tonight. Moto number 19, total points race, 8-year-old novice, Remy Robinson, Reed McNew, and Ryan Pretty Girl Tarpening. McNew sitting out front, followed by Ryan and Remy.
Okay, riders. Random start.
That is how they finished last round. We'll see if that's what they do this round.
Watch the gate.
Low points wins. You get a point per place. So that is going to be Reed McNew moving on with 2 points total. Oh, we got a couple riders tangled up. We'll get them checked out. That is Ryan back up. She's going to cross with the 2. Pair of 2s. We're going to get Remy checked out. Meanwhile, we've got the 10-year-old novice, another total points race coming at us. Adeline Hall, Wyatt Dutton, and Roman Pavone.
Attention.
Okay,
Adeline Hall
random
sitting up
start.
front, wanting to get another
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
ace for the night, and that's what she's going to do. Adeline Hall sitting on the 1s, the 216 of Roman Pavone taking the 2, and Wyatt Dutton rolling with your 3. Good close racing out of that 10 novice. Moto number 21, 11-year-old novice Blake Johnson, Jacqueline Harrell, Ethan Malone, and Frank Hopfer. All right, guys, let's cheer them on around as they're dropping into turn number 2. We got a battle for that second spot, but guys, top 3 go. That is 614, Blake Johnson sitting up front.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
Followed by Hank and Jacqueline. Ethan's chasing them down the rhythm section. Pushing hard. Top 3 are what we want to see, but that is going to be the 614, Blake Johnson. Taking the second transfer spot is going to be Hank. Jacqueline moving on. Ethan, thanks for riding tonight. Moto 22, 12-year-old novice Hayden Franklin, Riley King, Connor Arnold, and Garrett Winship taking top 3. That is that 795 bike. Riley King sitting up front, followed by Franklin and Winship. Connor Arnold chasing him down, pushing hard through the rhythm section. We'll see what happens coming down the last straight, but right now that is looking like it's going to be Riley King, the state 8 of Hayden Franklin, and Garrett Winship moving on. Connor, thanks for coming out and riding. Moto number 23, 14-year-old novices Skylar Visnich, Carson Hawkins, and Tyler Malone. Skylar sitting on the 1, Carson on the 2, Tyler on the 3. That is how they're sitting coming out of turn number 2, but we will see what happens.
Attention.
Down the rhythm section. Ooh, Skylar getting a little sketchy, but held on to it.
Okay, riders.
Keeping it together, and that's going to be Skylar with your 1, Carson with your 2, Tyler rocking the 3. Moto 24, 26, 35, novice Cody Chidsey, Christy Mercer, Ashlyn Hoyer, and Elizabeth Daly. All right, they all made it out of turn 1. I tell you guys, coming in as a new novice, as an adult, you can add speed quickly. The skills take some time to develop. I blew myself up over the first jump a few times.
Okay,
and the
riders,
turns. And into turn 2. And in turn 3.
Watch the gate.
Left a little blood on the track. All right. That is going to be Cody Chidsey getting a transfer. Christy Mercer getting a transfer. And Elizabeth Daly. Ashlyn, thanks for riding with us tonight. Moto 25, 51-55 novice total points racing. Emmett Hall, we need you at staging. Emmett Hall just staging. Gary Blake, Jonas Dominguez, and Greg Dutton.
Attention.
Greg's pushing those tires, man.
Okay, riders, random start.
But that is Blake, Dominguez, and Dutton, 1, 2, and 3 going into turn number 3. They are holding it together, looking like single file down that last straight, and that's how they're going to land. Total points, Gary Blake, Jonas Dominguez, and Greg Dutton. Good racing out of those guys. And we are on to intermediates. Moving on with Austin Miller, Madden Kilberg, and Remy Tipton. Miller, Tipton, Kilberg, pushing hard.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And this is not total points top 2 or who are moving on, and that is going to be Austin Miller and Remy Tipton. Madden, thanks for riding with us tonight. Moto number 27, Chase Werlich, Beckham Nacho Eulery, and Jackson Smilanek in this 7 intermediate group. They are close, good close. Don't look around, man. That's like I was saying, those 8 and unders are bad about looking. That costs you speed. That is the 122. Smilanek sitting up front, followed by Eulery and Werlich, but they are close.
Ready.
Close going into turn 3. We'll see. Oh, they tried to make that low line work. It did not hold. So we are going to go Smilanich with your 1 and Eulery with your 2. Jace, thanks for riding with us tonight. That is still a transfer. So, yeah. So that was Eulery at the line on that one. Now we are moving on to 9 intermediate. Dylan Stinky Harrell, Emmett Hall, Hunter Hodges, and Lachlan Lightning Campbell taking 3. I think we're missing Dylan. Is that correct?
Ready, watch the gate.
Dylan did not make it. So that is a boat ride. Got hurt at soccer. So that is going to be Emmett Hall, Hunter Hodges, and Lachlan Campbell. Moving on to your main event. Let's hope Dylan heals up quick. Dylan's watching right now. All right. Well, Dylan, wish you were here racing. Moto 29, 10-year-old intermediates on track with Talon Dobbs, Nokusi Belcher, and Jaden Skid Mark Knotts. Hot chocolate shows up and the water bottles land to the ground. This is total points right here. And we've got the 182 of Jaden Knotts out front and a battle, but that is going to be the 858. Noak taking the 2, Talon with the 3, and they are tied up in points with Jaden sitting on low points with 2, Talon and Nokusi with 5 each. 11 intermediate on track with Chase Mode Curly, Zach Tech Bass, Lily Olson, and Benny the Jet Bass. 4 riders on track, top 3 moving on to the main event.
Ready, watch the gate.
And right now, we got some new state plates going. That is going to be the 5 and the 7. Curly, Benny, and Zach moving on. Lily, thanks for coming out to race with us. Oh, good. Glad we could cheer him up while he's getting checked out there. Moto 31, 12-year-old intermediates, Gunner, the Gladiator Nash, London Johnson, and Derek Wise taking 2. They are pushing hard. That is going to be Wise, Nash. Moving on. London, thanks for riding with us. Yeah, soccer's dangerous, man. All right, Moto 32, 13-year-old intermediates. Taking the top 2 riders here. We're on track with Archer Penny, Wyatt Robinson, and Benjamin Fetch.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the
Penny sitting up front. Robinson on the 2. Fetch sitting on the 3, and that is how they're going to finish. Archer and Wyatt moving on. Benjamin Fetch, thanks for riding with us. Moto 33, 15-year-old intermediate on track with Adam, Smooth Operator Wise, Henry Campbell, and Emerson Cheese Dust Swoboda. Had a rider down, but that looks like Swoboda up front, followed by Henry Campbell. So that must be Adam Wise getting back up on that State 4 plate. But your transfers are going to be Emerson and Henry. Adam, thanks for riding with us tonight.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Yeah, priorities. Moving on to experts. Moto number 34, 8-year-old experts. Tristan Tebow Moorhead, Graham Golden Boy Little, and Elijah Holly. Total points racing here. Moorhead and Little mixing it up once again. Moorhead up front this time, trying to even up those points.
Attention.
Elijah Holly racing up an age group, so
okay, riders,
he's battling with these 8-year-olds.
Riders ready.
Oh, man, I missed the pass with Graham is sitting up front. And that is going to be Graham Little with your 1. Tristan Tebow Moorhead your 2. Elijah Holly rolling on your 3. Moto 35, 10-year-old experts, Arrow, Juicebox Bailey, Connor to St. Coonan, and Xavier Davidson. Bailey to St. Coonan running like that, coming out of turn number 2. Single file race here as they move into the rhythm section.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
And that is how they are going to end it. Davidson with your 1. Arrow Juicebox Bailey with your 2. Connor to St. Coonan, your 3. Moto 36, 13-year-old experts, Jake Hattie, Patrick Couts, and Liam the Nightmare Taylor. Hattie, Taylor, Couts, 1, 2, and 3 coming out of turn 2.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders
Top 2
ready,
moving on.
watch
This
the
is
gate.
not total points. And all the way to the stripe is going to be Jake Hattie and Liam the Nightmare Taylor. Patrick, thanks for riding with us tonight. I cannot get my pages unstuck here. 15-year-old expert on track with Keller Olson, Austin Slomo O'Neill, and Waylon Tyler. Taking 2 of these 3 riders to the main event.
Ready?
Sitting
Watch the
up
gate.
front is going to be Waylon Tyler and the 37 bike of Austin Slow-Mo O'Neill. Moving on, Keller, thanks for riding tonight. Moto number 38, 17, 20 Expert. We're on track with Caden Van Natta, Kyle Velasquez, Jerry McNew, and Darren Nash. Van Natta sitting up front with a plate this time, followed by
Attention.
Kyle
Okay,
and
riders. Random
Darren
start.
Nash taking top
Riders,
three here.
watch the gate.
And I think it's going to be those first three riders that came out of turn number 2. Caden Van Natta, Kyle Velasquez, and Darren Nash moving on. Jerry, you made it. First race in 2 months. Racing up into experts too. All right, last moto of round number 2 on track with Scott Johnson, Nathaniel Johnson, and Keith Skeeter Woolery. Scott, Matt, and Skeeter, 1, 2, and 3 coming out of turn 2. We're taking top 2. And that is going to be Johnson and Johnson. Moving on to the main event. Keith, thanks for coming out and riding. And guys, that is round number 2. We're going to get this scored up for mains, and in the I know Ben's a little scary. All right. Whoa. Joe, hit standby on the little box. Top row. cookie, and some giveaways. What was that again, Matt? I heard you up there. I did not hear that. Hector Laredo Jr. to staging. Oh, never mind. We got you. We got your main events, guys. This is going to be our 8 and under open. They are racing for money. First place gets $10, second place 6, and third place 4.
Attention.
Kelly, it's not my fault you all don't make time for me.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
I may not have a voice tomorrow, so it doesn't matter anyway. Here we go. 8 and under opens, racing for money. We're on track with, the carbon paper is not good. Graham Little, Seth Daly, Emmett Hall, and Becky Muellery. Top 3 are taking home some cash right now. That is looking like Graham Little up front, Emmett Hall on the 2, Becky Muellery on the 3. Single file coming out of turn number 2. Seth Daly's going to try to earn some extra lunch money. We'll see what happens. They are going to battle all the way down that rhythm section. Who to staging? Matt, hold on. Go a little slower on the talk after the push. That is going to be Graham Little taking home some money with $10. Emmett Hall taking home 6, and Becca Muellery taking home $4 out of our open. Moving on, a full rack here in this 9 to 12 open on track with Sawyer Penny, Connor St. Coonan, Arrow Bailey, Xavier Davidson, Hector Laredo, Brady Barker, Anthony Johnson, and Patrick Couts. All right, sitting up front, that's looking like a 2 bike. 12 and 7, Couts, Davidson, and Hector Laredo Jr. taking home $32.50, $19.50, and $13 in order. 13 and over on track with Eli Staten, Waylon Tyler, Zach Campbell, and Camden Funk. And Sean Madden, sorry. I'm getting had by the carbon paper here. Funk, Staten, Madden sitting up on the money spots. 15, 9, and $6 at stake, and that is going to be Funk, Staten, Madden cashing checks tonight with their professional BMX racer careers. They're getting paid, right? That's what makes you pro. All right, I think we're doing Moto 13.
Attention.
1720 Cruiser, giving those guys in the opens a little breathing room. Catch their breath between rounds. And they are off. Moto 13, 1720 Cruiser. We're on track with Kyle Funk, Cody Velasquez, and Keller Olson. This is not total points. This is going to be as they cross that line. Up front is Kyle Funk, followed by Keller Olson and Cody Velasquez.
Attention.
And all the way down that last straight, and that is going to be how they end. Kyle Funk with your 1, Keller with the 2, Cody taking your 3. 5 and Moto 12. Oh my gosh. I mixed myself up here. Moto 12, total points racing right here. 10-year-old Cruiser, Connor St. Coonan, Big Mac Duvall, and Creighton Harris. Big Mac pretty much got it locked up. And whoever crosses first between Creighton and Connor is getting the 2. It's, I don't know. Because we need to look at it. All right, so that is going to be Big Mac Duvall with your 1, Creighton Harves, your overall 2, Connor St. Coonan, your overall 3. And now we are to the big show, the 5 and under novice, on track with Addison Smilinich, Lincoln Rao, Zoe Holly, Piper Franklin, Declan Chrysler, Ruby Red Tarpening, Lucas Beck, and Kaliana Chidsey. And I need to take a breath. Oh, we got some riders down in turn 1. We're going to get them checked out. Do we have 4 riders down in turn 1? Kelly, get right in there. Right now, that is the 841 bike. Lucas Beck up front, followed by Ruby. 072 of Declan and the State 4 of Piper Franklin. They are pushing hard. Caliana's back up. Let's give her a hand. And that is going to be Lucas Beck with your 1. We got a battle for 2. Who's it going to be? I think that's going to be Ruby and Declan, 2 and 3. We got Addison Smilinich up. She just passed by. We'll get the rest of those riders checked out. Good job getting up, kiddos. Good job getting up. Quick reminder, since we had so many, if you crash, you can go up to concessions and get a free little freezer pop. I will tell you, though, don't crash on purpose because they're only a quarter. It's worth the quarter to not crash. So it's a help you get over your wreck, don't wreck to get a popsicle, because that's a not a good value proposition right there. All right, we got one more rider up out of that 500. Oh, there we go. Good recovery, guys. Working on the last one. Tell you, that 5 and under being a full gate is something else, man. That's a lot of little. I once heard an announcer refer to it as a gaggle of fraggles. And yeah, I'm that old. Fraggles is relevant. All right, we're going to get Zoe checked out. All right, let's hear it for Zoe getting up, walking it off, but that is all okay. We're going to get ready, get these 6-year-old novices back in the gate. We're good to go, Joe.
Attention.
Here we go. Got to thank Joe Klein up there running gates. Yeah, no dog in the fight. He just loves being out here. We love that he loves being out here, too. Joe, you will always have a home up there. All right, 6-year-old novices. We got 3 riders, but this is not total points. We are on track with Harvey McNew, Piper Harves, and Roman Hall. Roman Hall sitting up front, followed by Harvey McNew and Piper Harves. They're pushing hard, trying to get those first place wins, get that trophy.
Attention.
That is Roman Hall sitting out front.
Okay, riders.
We got a battle for 2 going into turn number 3. That is Piper and Harvey battling, coming down the last straight. But that is going to be Roman Hall all the way to the stripe. And Piper Harves running with your 2. Harvey McNew with your 3. 7-year-old novices, another big group of riders here. Isabella Gwynn, Elliott Fast, Edit Bailey, Braxton Rao, Katie Johnson, River Banks, Avery Franklin, Kinsley Shipley, and Chase Kielberg. Whoa, pedal strike there out of the 884 bike. Katie Johnson sitting up top. And we got some hardcore realtor colors trying to get around, but I think they're going to stay in two. It's a drag race down the last straight, but this is going to be, oh, maybe not. State 3, the 864 and the 52, Avery Franklin, Katie Johnson, and Kinsley Shipley finishing out your podium out of those 7-year-old novices. Moto number 19 in the gate, 8-year-old novices, Remy Robinson, Reed McNew, and Ryan Pretty Girl Tarpening. We got McNew getting the whole shot, getting the pop out of the gate, coming into turn 1. Tarpening sitting on the 2. Robinson sitting on the 3. Harvey McNew sitting up front. Ryan Tarpening sitting on the 2. Remy Robinson still sitting on the 3, coming out of turn number 2.
Attention.
Okay, riders. Random
And all the way to the stripe
riders
is going to be
ready.
Reed McNew with your overall 1. Ryan Tarpening going to hold on to that overall 2. And Remy Robinson, your overall 3. Moto 20, 10-year-old novice here on track with Adeline Hall sitting on low points. Roman Pavone on the 2s. Wyatt Dutton on the 3s. And that is how they are sitting coming out of turn number 2. Adeline Hall pushing hard on that new state plate. State 5. Still new, getting everybody getting used to all their new plates.
Okay, riders. Random start.
And all the way to the stripe
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
is going to be Adeline Hall, your overall 1, which is going to leave Roman Pavone, your overall 2. Wyatt Dutton, your overall 3. 11-year-old novice on track with Blake Johnson, Winston the Hunter Rogers, Jacqueline Harrell, Lando Eulery, and Hank Opfer. We got a battle up front for that top spot. Hardcore Realty and Team Donut Factory. That is going to be Landon and the 838 of Winston.
Attention.
And in and out of turn 3, looks like Winston got the edge, and he is going to pull all the way to the finish line. That is going to be Winston with your 1, Landon with your 2, and the 614 of Blake Johnson with your 3. Moto 22, 12-year-old novice Hayden Franklin, Blaine Bubba McNew, Tucker Robinson, Riley King, and Garrett Winship. They are all bunched up. We got 2 riders pushing hard. That is McNew sitting inside in the 2, in the 1, and the 642 of Tucker Robinson sitting on the 2 at the half track point.
Attention.
Okay,
All the way down the last straight. And I do believe
watch the
that
gate.
this is your new intermediate. Blaine Bubba McNew getting that 10th win. Moving on up to intermediate. Tucker Robinson is your 2, and I did not catch the 3 in all the excitement. The 795, Riley King taking your 3. Moto 23, 14-year-old novices, Skylar Visnich, Carson Hawkins, and Tyler Malone. I think Skylar did the math. She led all other rounds. So Skylar's sitting on 4 points. Carson's sitting, sorry, Skylar's got 2 points. Carson has 4. So it is going to be low points. So this is going to be Carson is your overall 2. Skylar is your overall 1. Tyler's going to be your overall 3 as they cross the line. 26-35 novice coming out of the gate. Cody Chidsey, Thomas Robinson, Christy Mercer, Elizabeth Daly, and Blake Cates. Sitting up front on that cool SE bike. I've had a few SEs. Actually, 3 SEs since I've been racing. Yeah. I can't say it. My mic's hot. But if you've seen the movie, no, you're close, though. All right, Tucker Robinson. No, Thomas Robinson with your 1, Cody Chidsey with your 2, and Blake Cates with your 3. My old bike was brown, like a chocolatey brown color, and its name came from Coming to America. There's a band in there. I'm a musician. I like music. All right, moto number 25, 51-55, novice, Gary Blake, Jonas Dominguez, and Greg. Dominguez sitting up front. Blake sitting on the 2. Greg Dutton sitting on the 3. But this is total points.
Okay, riders, random start.
So I'm going to have to do some quick math again. I'm not good at math. That's why I do computers. I'm good at computers. But that is going to be Jonas Dominguez with the overall 2, even though he crossed first. Gary Blake with your overall 1. Greg Dutton, your overall 3. And we are to the intermediates. We shook the riders, but we bumped up the speed. Watch your foot there, man. We're on track with Eli Tonga, Austin Miller, and Remy Tipton. Sitting up front is that state 2. Eli Tonga. Oh, Tipton making the move, pushing Miller up high. We'll see. Miller's putting on some power, pushing back outside.
Attention.
These kids are racing like experts, Ben. They are making all sorts of moves.
Ready, watch the gate.
But all they did was give Eli Tonga the gap. So that's going to be Tonga your 1, Miller your 2, Tipton your 3. Moto 27, 7-year-old intermediates on track with Beckham, Nacho, Eulery, Seth Daly, and Jackson Smilanich. This is not total points. What you see is what you get. We got Eulery, Daly, and Smilanich. Daly taking that inside line, making it stick on that State 1 plate. Eulery is going to chase him down the rhythm section, and Smilanich is not going to let him run away with it. All the way down that rhythm section, in and out of turn 3.
Ready, watch the gate.
And coming across with the 1 is going to be Seth Daly, Beckham, Nacho, Eulery with your 2, and Jackson Smilanich your 3. Oh, hey, Chris. Thanks for putting the speakers where they are, man. That's now you can hear us. All right, 9-year-old intermediates, Emmett Hall, Hunter Hodges, Sawyer Penny, JT Tipton, and Lachlan Lightning Campbell. Penny and Tipton sitting up front, but we got a battle for 3rd between Hodges and Hall. Pushing hard. Hodges had the inside, but Emmett had the power coming around the outside, but that is going to be Sawyer Penny with your 1, Tipton with your 2, and Emmett Hall taking your 3. 10-year-old intermediate, Jaden Skidmark not sitting on low points. Talon and Noak tied up with 5 points each. Yep. 19 wins. So if he wins this, he'll race Grands as expert. That's what's going to happen. So.
Attention.
Okay, riders.
I don't know. Yeah, you gotta manage your strategy.
Watch the gate.
Yes, it is, but that is going to be as they cross because the way the points worked out. So that's going to be Jaden with your overall 1. Noakes to your overall 2. Talon your overall 3. Moto 30, 11-year-old intermediates. Chase Mode, Curly Lamano, Zach Tack Bass, Brady Holshot Barker, Corbin Davidson, and Benny the Jet Bass. And they are all jumbled up. Lamano, Davidson, and Barker were sitting up there on the pole positions. We'll see what happens. We got another rider sliding inside. I didn't catch who that was, but that is going to be Lamano, Davidson, and Zach Bass filling out your podium. 12-year-old intermediates, A.J. Johnson, Gunner the Gladiator Nash, Hector Laredo Jr., and Derek Wise. Got to give a shout-out to Hector's little sister, Maya, celebrating her birthday out here with us at Blue Springs BMX. She's not on the track, but she is at the track, so let's wish her a happy birthday. And that is a little Hector Laredo Jr. sitting up front, A.J. Johnson right there on the hip pocket.
Attention.
Derek Wise sitting on the 3, wanting to take home that 3rd spot. We'll see what happens down this last straight, but that is all Laredo Jr., Johnson, and Wise rounding out your podium. 13-year-old intermediates on track. This is not total points. We are on track with Archer Penny, Wyatt Robinson, and Kyle KJ Smilanich. Kyle sitting up front. Archer Penny taking back on the 2. Robinson sitting on the 3. Whoa, Kyle, something's clicking on your bike, man. Check that out.
Attention.
We got Smilanich and Penny 1 and 2 coming out of turn number 3.
Riders ready. Watch the gate.
And that is how they are going to finish. Smiling at Penny Robinson, 1, 2, and 3 out of that 13 intermediate. 15-year-old intermediates, Moto 33, Cameron Jack, Henry Campbell, and Emerson Swoboda pushing hard. This is not total points. They are what you see is what you get. Cameron Jack sitting up front, followed by Emerson and Henry.
Attention.
Little single file race coming out of turn number 3, and I think that's how they're going to end. Cameron Jack with your 1, Emerson Swoboda your 2, and Henry Campbell your 3. Moto 34, 8-year-old experts, Tristan Tebow and Moorhead Graham, Golden Boy Little, and Elijah Holly. Graham sitting on low points, Tristan on the 2s, Elijah on the 3s. Do want to point out Elijah racing up. That's hard, especially at expert. That year makes a big difference. Right now, that is Little and Moorhead, 1 and 2, coming out of turn number 2. Holly chasing them down.
Attention.
Okay, riders, random start.
And the math is going to work out. Graham, Little with your 1, Tristan Tebow, Moorhead your 2, Elijah Holly taking home your 3. Moto 35, 10-year-old experts, total points again. Xavier Davidson sitting on the 1s, Arrow Juicebox Bailey on the 2s, and Connor St. Coonan on the 3s. Out of turn number 2, that is Davidson, Bailey, and Toussaint Coonan. Single file race here all the way to the finish, and I think I can call this one. That's going to be Davidson with your 1, Bailey with your 2, Toussaint Coonan with your 3. Moto, oh, lots of brake chirping down there. Look out. Moto 36, 13-year-old experts, Jake Hattie, Zachary Hurricane Campbell, and Liam the Nightmare Taylor. Oh, Hattie and Campbell battling it out, but Liam's not letting him run away with it. Campbell just back on track this week. Good to see him back. And that is Campbell making a pass on the 3rd turn. We'll see if Hattie's got any gas left in the tank, but that is going to be Campbell with your 1, Hattie with your 2, Taylor with your 3. Moto 37, 15-year-old experts on track with Eli, Lili, Satan Austin, Slomo Neal, Evan Penny, and Waylon Tyler. Coming out of turn number 2, that is Satan up front, followed by Penny, Tyler, and Neal.
Attention.
Lots of close racing there. Tyler trying to come around the outside. Another rider that hadn't been on track for a while, but that is going to be the World 4 of Satan, Penny, Tyler, rounding out your podium. 17-20 experts here. Camden Funk, Caden Van Natta, Sean Madden, Kyle Velasquez, and Darren Nash. We got Funk and Madden sitting up front, followed by Van Natta and Nash. And Kyle. Ooh, they are pushing hard. It's good to see Caden back out here. It's been a minute.
Attention.
But sitting up front, that is going to be Camden Funk and Sean Madden. And that is how they're going to finish, by less than half a bike length right there. Nash rounding out your podium with the 3. Last moto of the night, 41-45 experts. Kyle Funk, Scott Johnson, Nick Novotny, and Matt Daniel Johnson. Once again, Johnson and Johnson battling it out. But that is Novotny and Funk, 1 and 2, coming out of turn number 2. Novotny has the edge. Funk with the inside. Funk getting the pass down the rhythm section and going to hold that. So that is going to be Funk with your 1, Novotny with your 2, and Scott Johnson with your 3. And folks, that is a Friday night race. Not even 10 o'clock. We didn't hit double digits in the hours. Thank you all for showing up. Please pick up your trash, and we will see you all next week.